Jordan's capital is Amman. This is Rainbow Street, where our Airbnb was, originally named Abu Bakr al-Siddiq Street. It is a public space in the historic area of Jabal Amman near the center of downtown. Souk Jara is located near the street with varieties of markets and restaurants. Wellness Places in Amman has excellent affordable treatments with food served after. This was Alf Walaila Walaila. At Al Quds restaurant close to Amman Citadel is the best Jordanian food called mansaf. It is a traditional dish made of lamb cooked in a sauce of fermented dried yogurt and served with rice or bulgur. You can also use chicken with it. It is considered a national dish of Jordan, and it can also be found in Middle Eastern countries. From Rainbow Street, you can walk to the Amman Citadel. The Citadel is a historical site at the center of downtown Amman. The L shape is one of 7 hills called Jabals that originally made up Amman. There are several evidences since the pottery in the Neolithic period, which means the final division of the Stone Age. It has been found, and the hill was fortified during the Bronze Age, 1800 BC. The hill became the capital of the Kingdom of Amman sometime after 1200 BC. It was later occupied by various empires, that of the Assyrians, Babylonians, the Ptolemies, the Seleucids, Romans, Byzantines, and the Umayyads. After the Umayyads came a period of decline, and in 1878, when abandoned pile of ruins were found, sporadically used by the Bedouins and seasonal farmers. But despite this gap, the Citadel of Amman is considered to be among the world's oldest inhabited places. As you can see, the Citadel is considered an important site because it has had a long history of settlements by many great civilizations. Most of the buildings still visible at the site are from the Roman, Byzantine, and the Umayyads period. The major buildings at the site are the Temple of Hercules, a Byzantine church, and the Umayyad Palace. The Jordan Archaeological Museum was built on the hill in 1951, enclosed by walls. The ancient periods of inhabitants covered large areas. Historic structures, tombs, arches, walls, and stairs have no modern borders, and therefore there is a considerable archaeological potential at the site, including the entire Amman. Archaeologists have been working at the site since the 1920s from the Italians, British, French, Spanish, and the US, but a great part of the citadel remains unexcavated. So when you visit Amman, I also recommend immersing into their culture, and one of them is taking a cooking class where you learn how to cook Levantine recipes because they're delicious. I complement my dinner with wine, and Jordan makes one of the best wines. They're not, you can't hardly see alcohol served in the outskirts of Amman, but in Amman, you can get the best wines there, or any wine you prefer. So after Amman, I recommend traveling south, which will be the highlight of your trip, Petra. This place is about 3 to 4 hours away. As I discussed from previous vlogs, Petra is a historic and archaeological city in southern Jordan. The area around it has been inhabited from early as 7000 BC. And the Nabateans might have settled in what would become the capital city of their kingdom as early as the 4th century BC. So, however, archaeological work has only discovered evidence of Nabatean presence dating back to the 2nd century BC, by which Petra had become their capital. The Nabateans were considered nomadic Arabs who invested in Petra's proximity to the trade routes by establishing the area as a major trading hub. The Bedouins who are settling here considers themselves as the descendants of the Nabateans, and they are proud of that knowledge and history. The Bedouin, which are the Bedouins, as they are called, were forcibly resettled from their cave dwellings in Petra to Sayhun by the Jordanian government in 1985, when this great place, Petra, was discovered. Some were given compensations, and some just elected to be a part of nature and never left the area. Visitors and tourists can still see them making a living for themselves, and seeing them walking along while you walk through the city of Petra. The ones that moved to nearby cities were provided block-built housing with some infrastructure, including in particular sewage and drainage system. Among the 6 communities in the Petra region, Sayhun is one of the smaller communities. The village of Wadi Musa is the largest in the area, inhabited largely by the Layatna Bedouin, and is now the closest settlement to the visitor center, the main entrance to Petra. Sayhun gives access to the back route into the site. On December 6, 1985, Petra was designated a World Heritage Site. The Baduls belonged to one of the Bedouin tribes whose cultural heritage and traditional skills became part of the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List in 2005 and inscribed in 2008. Petra has been visited by millions of people all over the world, especially before the pandemic, now empty because of the pandemic and some sporadic tourists or visitors. The tomb of Aaron is the name of the supposedly burial place of Aaron, the brother of Moses. There are 2 descriptions of its location and different interpretations. Although in Jewish tradition, the location of the grave, like that of Moses, is hidden, the Islamic tradition places it on Mount Or, near Petra, Jordan. Wadi Rum, known as the Valley of the Moon, is a valley cut into the sandstone and granite rock in southern Jordan to the east of Aqaba. This place was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2011 as well. The Dead Sea is a salt lake bordered by Jordan to the east and Israel and the West Bank to the west. The Dead Sea has attracted many visitors from around the Mediterranean basin. It was one of the world's first health resorts for Herod the Great. Today, tourists visit the sea. Well, especially before the pandemic. With 34.2% salinity in 2011, it is one of the world's saltiest bodies of water.